The moment the masked man stormed into the convenience store, gun drawn and voice trembling with fury, Ethan instinctively pulled the woman beside him behind the candy aisle and shielded her with his body. But when her necklace slipped out from under her jacket, a delicate silver star with the name Sophia etched across it, his world froze. He'd crafted that star himself years ago, for the woman who vanished the day his sister died. It was supposed to be a quick stop. Ethan's 7-year-old son, Liam, had dozed off in the back seat after his soccer practice. He pulled into the only store still open past midnight, just off Highway 12 in a quiet corner of Idaho. The place was nearly empty, lit by dim white lights with the usual hum of buzzing signs and distant frogs croaking in the night. Inside, he grabbed juice, a snack for Liam, and a tea to stay alert for the 40-minute drive home. That's when he saw her. She stood by the cooler section, back slightly turned, struggling to grab a bottle of apple cider from the top shelf. Heavy coat, worn sneakers, a loosely knotted scarf. Her hands shook faintly. Something about her stance felt hauntingly familiar. But before Ethan could process the thought, the door slammed open with a sharp crash. Everyone on the floor, roared a man in a balaclava, waving a pistol. "Move, and I'll blast this place apart." Time stopped. The clerk dropped with a stifled gasp. A bag of pretzels burst as Ethan's knee hit the tile. Instead of scrambling for cover, his instincts surged. He spun, grabbed the woman, and pulled her quietly behind the aisle, pressing her down against the floor. "Stay still," he whispered, shielding her as his pulse raced. Her scent, faint lavender, struck him like a memory from a past life. That's when her necklace slid free, a small silver star-shaped locket gleaming under the store's harsh lights, with Sophia carved in tiny, unmistakable letters. Ethan's breath caught. No. His eyes widened. That name, that necklace, that shaky exhale. He'd given it to her when they were 16, before the tragedy, before she vanished. The robber's boots stomped closer. "Empty the till now," he yelled at the clerk. 5 seconds, or you're done." A can rolled and shattered nearby. Liam's cry pierced from the car outside, slicing the silence like a knife. Ethan's heart seized. The robber spun. What was that? He started toward the door. Without thinking, Ethan sprang from behind the aisle. "Hey," he shouted. "Leave the kid alone." The gunman froze. Ethan advanced, slow, steady, unarmed, hands half raised, eyes blazing. "Touch my son," he growled, "and you won't walk out of here." "Back off," the man screamed, gun shaking. "You think I won't fire?" Ethan didn't stop. 10 feet away now. The robber's hand wavered. Then crack. A bottle soared through the air, smashing into the man's arm. The woman behind Ethan had thrown it, her hands trembling but her face resolute. The gunman turned on her, furious. In that split second, Ethan lunged. They crashed into a display of crackers, fists flying, pain flaring, blood spilling. Ethan wrested the gun free, slamming the man's wrist against a shelf until it clattered away. He pinned him. "Call the police," he shouted. The clerk fumbled for the phone. The woman stood frozen, staring not at the robber, but at Ethan. Her lips quivered. "Ethan." He turned slowly. "Sophia." Sirens wailed faintly in the distance, but Ethan only heard the echo of a name he hadn't spoken in years. The store, the chaos, the flickering lights, all faded. Just her voice remained. "Sophia," he echoed, the word rough, like speaking it might unravel reality. Police burst in, shouting orders. The robber was cuffed and dragged out. Paramedics checked everyone, and an officer asked Ethan for his statement, but his eyes kept drifting to the woman on a bench outside, hands clasped tightly, staring at him. She hadn't fled. She hadn't spoken since. Liam was sobbing in his arms, still shaken. Ethan knelt, kissing his forehead. "You're safe, buddy." "I'm here," he whispered, rocking him gently. But his gaze wandered back to Sophia, the woman who disappeared the night his sister died, the woman he'd loved, the woman he'd never stopped searching for in every stranger's face. After statements were taken, an officer nodded toward her. "She says she knows you. Want to talk before we give her a ride?" Ethan was already moving toward her. She looked up, eyes wide, expression unreadable, not fear, not relief, something deeper. "Sophia," he said softly, hands still shaking. "Is it really you?" Her voice cracked. "I didn't think you'd know me." "You disappeared," he said. "I thought you were gone forever." Her lips parted, hesitating. I nearly was. He stepped closer. You're still wearing it. He nodded at the necklace. She touched it gently. Never took it off. He shook his head. I don't get it. After Hannah, I searched everywhere. No one knew anything. Your family just said you were gone. I had to, she said, voice breaking. I couldn't stay. Why? He asked, soft but firm. You vanished the night my sister died. No goodbye. I mourned you like I mourned her. She covered her face. Because I saw something I wasn't meant to. I was terrified. Ethan froze. What did you see? She didn't answer. They sat in silence on the bench, lit by the glow of the store's sign and flashing police lights. Finally he spoke. You can't just reappear like this, Sophia. Not after all this time. You owe me the truth. She looked up, eyes red. You're right. A pause. But not here. I'll tell you everything, just not here. Ethan hesitated. Every instinct screamed to push, but Liam rested against his shoulder, asleep again. He exhaled. Where are you staying? I don't have a place right now, she said. His brows furrowed. You don't. She gave a weak smile. It's complicated. Always was with you, he muttered, then sighed. Come with me. Her eyes widened. You sure? I've got a spare room, he said. Liam's got school tomorrow. You'll be safe. Sophia hesitated, then nodded. As they drove through Idaho's silent roads, Liam snoring in the back, Ethan glanced at her. Same eyes, same quiet, same storm beneath the surface. Yet she was different, tougher, haunted. He didn't know if he still loved her, but he knew she was hiding something. And that truth would tear the past apart. The house was modest, warm, quiet. Liam was tucked into bed, a star-shaped nightlight glowing. Ethan stood in the hallway, watching Sophia on the edge of the guest bed, staring at her hands like they held every answer and none. I can take the couch if it's weird, she said. It's not weird, Ethan replied. Just unexpected. She nodded. You're still kind. He leaned against the doorframe. And you're still running. She looked up sharply. He didn't flinch. You said you saw something the night Hannah died. What was it? My sister ended up in a ravine with a shattered neck, and you were gone before the memorial. Tears welled in her eyes. I saw who pushed her. Ethan's stomach twisted. What? I saw it, Ethan. Your sister didn't fall. She was pushed. If I'd stayed, I'd have been next. He stepped inside, voice tight. Ooh. Her lips trembled. You won't believe me. Try me. She swallowed. Your aunt. Ethan blinked. That's not funny. I'm not joking. His fists clenched. Aunt Clara practically raised us after Mom died. Sophia nodded. That's why it was so horrifying. She stood, eyes locked with his. That night, I came to surprise Hannah. I heard voices near the bluffs, arguing. Then I saw them. Your aunt holding Hannah by the coat. She said something like, you shouldn't have dug into this. Then she pushed her. Ethan stepped back. No, you saw it wrong. I watched it happen, Ethan. He looked away, pacing. And you didn't go to the cops? I tried, she said, voice cracking. I went to the sheriff, but the report disappeared. No one followed up. Then someone tried to break into my apartment 2 nights later. I got scared. I left. You think my aunt killed Hannah to hide something? Sophia nodded. Your sister was looking into something, a property deal Clara was handling. She told me that the figures didn't add up, something about a shell company. Ethan sat heavily on the bed. Memories flooded. Hannah arguing with Clara over dinner. Documents scattered, hushed late-night calls. I thought she was just stressed, he whispered. She said Clara was hiding something. Sophia stepped closer. She was right. Outside, a car crept down the dark street. Inside, Ethan looked at her. If this is true, I've been living a lie, grieving wrong for years. You can still fix it, she whispered. His jaw tightened. And you, ready to stop running? Her voice was soft. If you are. Ethan didn't sleep. While Liam slept behind his superhero curtains, Ethan sat in the kitchen with cold coffee and relentless memories. Sophia sat across, knees up, sipping chamomile tea with unsteady hands. Neither spoke for hours. Then Ethan said, You said she was moving money. Prove it. She pulled a small USB from her pocket. I've had this for 9 years. It was in Hannah's bag the night she died. It's encrypted, but I got it unlocked last year with help from someone I trusted. He stared. Why not go public? I saw what was on it and knew I was being watched. I moved cities 4 times, Ethan. I only came back because I couldn't keep running. Ethan plugged the drive into his laptop. Spreadsheets, scanned contracts, shell company filings, and land deals appeared. Aunt Clara's name was on nearly every one, tied to offshore accounts, millions laundered, fraud, kickbacks. The last file, a ledger entry. April 7th, H's little brother poking around. Deal with it. Keep Sophia away. Ethan's fist clenched. That was the week Hannah died. He had proof. The next morning, Ethan called his aunt. Hey, Aunt Clara. I need to talk about Hannah. Silence. Then Clara said warmly, Sure, come over. At her old brick house, Ethan's pulse quickened. Clara opened the door, smiling. You look good, Ethan. How's Liam? He's fine, Ethan said, stepping in. He almost saw me get shot last night in a robbery. Clara blinked. You okay? Yeah. Lucky someone was there. He turned. You remember Sophia? Clara's face flickered for a moment. Thought she was gone, she said lightly. She's back, Ethan said flatly. With questions. Clara's smile faded. And you've got some too, I bet. More than that, Ethan said, pulling out a folder. I've got proof. Transfers companies this. He dropped the ledger on the table. Clara stared, expressionless, then laughed softly. Well, damn. You were always the quieter one. Ethan froze. Clara stepped back, reaching for a drawer. I figured Hannah would dig too deep, she said. Didn't think you had it in you. Ethan tensed. The drawer opened. Gun. You don't want this, Ethan said calmly. Clara's hand shook, lifting the pistol. What's that paper going to do? You think anyone cares about a mechanic and his drifter X? I think they will, Sophia said from behind, phone in hand. This has been streaming to 3 journalists for the last 2 minutes. Clara froze. Ethan rushed her. The gun fell. They fought, like the night in the store, but Ethan was ready, stronger, angrier. Clara went down. Police arrived. Clara was arrested. The documents were turned over. Investigations began. Hannah's case was reopened. Weeks later, Ethan stood at his sister's grave with Sophia and Liam beside him. Wind whispered through the pines as sunlight dappled the ground. I used to talk to her every night, Ethan murmured. Promised I'd find the truth, even when I stopped believing it. Sophia took his hand. You did. You kept your promise. He looked at her. You came back. She nodded. And I'm staying. Liam tugged his sleeve. Dad, can we go? Yeah, Ethan said, smiling softly. We can. He glanced at the grave once more, then turned to the future. Thank you for listening. If you like the story, please like and subscribe.